So we are considering this function, x squared minus 4 divided by x minus 2. And we want to evaluate the limit as x approaches 2 of that function. So the very first thing that we might want to do is plug 2 in, and I think everybody had that really solid. So if you plug 2 in, right, f of 2, we're going to get 0 divided by 0. Right? And this is undefined. The result here is that we don't know what happens, right? The limit is indeterminate to us based on continuity. Right? That doesn't mean that it doesn't exist, right? Just because the function isn't there doesn't mean that the limit isn't there, because the function is all about what's happening at this specific time, and the limit is all about what looks like is going to happen around this time, right? So based on all of the points around 2, what does it look like would happen at 2, right? Which may be a very different thing. In this case, we may think that there's a factor of 0 in the numerator and the denominator here that might be 1, right? They might cancel each other out at 2, or at times where there might be a problem. And indeed, we find that x squared minus 4 is a difference of squares, so it factors quite easily. It's x plus 2 times x minus 2 divided by x minus 2. And we can see that there's this common factor, right? X minus 2 in the numerator, and there's also an x minus 2 in the denominator. So that's going to be 1 as long as it's not 0 divided by 0. Because remember that 0 divided by 0 is unknown to us. It's not 0, it's not 1, it's a big who knows. So x minus 2 divided by x minus 2 is going to be 1 as long as it's not 0 divided by 0. And it's not going to be because we're just considering all of the values around 2. If we were thinking about what's happening at 2, it could be 0 divided by 0. But remember, we're just thinking about, oh, what's going on around here. And around there, everything's going to look like some non-zero number divided by some non-zero number, and they'll cancel out. So this function is going to look just like x plus 2 as far as we're concerned. And if you look at what happens to x plus 2 as x approaches 2, it looks like 2 plus 2, which is 4. So that's going to be our limit. Any questions about that? Seems pretty straightforward. Okay.